And for me, at that point, I was like, man, this shit reminds me too much of 2018. And reminds me of everything that happened, you know, within that year and a half.
Your battle with Drake.
Right, but I mean, just the censorship of it and the things that, you know, were stopped and halted and verses and so on and so forth. I was like, oh, this is a real situation. Added on, or whatever. There were quite a few records that were stopped, you know, like, yo, we're not doing this, or was, you know, just basically shelved. And it
Your
was
verses,
yeah,
for
my
instance, on the
verses.
Pop Smoke album.
Yeah, Pop Smoke. But the telling part was when they would get the lyrics wrong.
Oh, sure.
So it one day I forget what song this was, but there was a Pop Smoke song that definitely was that had bars in it.
By you.
But, yes, but then there was another that didn't, and they thought it did. And I was like, wait a minute, what is going on here? Because, you know, you're interpreting something totally wrong.
Drake really pulled out actual guns in his latest music video, like Real Heat, aimed straight at Kendrick Lamar. And guess who jumped in to check him? Pusha T didn't hold back, calling Drake out for faking the gangster life again. People thought Drake had learned his lesson after Kendrick handed him that major L, but nope. It's 2025 and he's out here acting like he's ready to shoot somebody over rap beefs. He's back on his wannabe mob boss energy, but the whole act is blowing up in his face. Fans are clowning him online, saying he's playing tough while he's busy suing his own label for ruining his image after Kendrick destroyed him in that battle. It's wild. And just when it couldn't get any messier, Pusha T took things up a notch. The Clips just dropped their first album in 15 years. Yeah, that's right. And it features a crazy collab with Kendrick that Def Jam allegedly tried to keep in the vault. Now P is out here spilling everything. She's exposing who tried to sabotage the Clips' comeback. And all the signs point straight to Drake and those threats he's making. Right before the album dropped, Let God Sort Him Out, Pusha T fired off a bold message on Instagram. Can't nothing stop this. Greatness. The lies are very telling. The people will never believe these smear campaigns. He never even said Drake's name, but everybody knew who he was talking about, especially since it came out.
Y'all favorite Twitter pages are being paid to slander Clips the week of their album release. Man, I've been waiting to have a conversation with y'all like this for a little minute. So yesterday, Kirko, a famous page on Twitter, posted Clips' upcoming album, Let God Sort Him Out, has reportedly surfaced online days before its official release, and they turned their comments off. Now, Kirko has posted like when songs leak and stuff, but usually when big albums are about to come out or albums that people are talking about, like Hurry Up Tomorrow, for instance, The Weeknd's album leaked a couple days before the album drop, or some songs leaked at least. And they didn't necessarily post it, so I did find that weird.
Allegedly paying blogs that never even listened to the Clips project just to bash it. And of course, Drake's fans swarmed the comments, calling Clips washed and saying nobody cares about their album. People are out here saying wild stuff like Clips should be ashamed for dropping the worst rap album I've ever heard. And the wildest part? They're dragging them for being pushing 50 and still chasing rap beefs. This is getting seriously messy. The internet's having a field day, actually celebrating Clips' struggles. Some folks are saying they should have just kept it about the music instead of name-dropping top-tier rappers to stay relevant. After waiting over a decade to drop a new album, Clips is now being accused of pulling shady online tactics just to stay in the conversation. And man, talk about bad timing. Their comeback is getting buried under a Justin Bieber release.
He doesn't just not understand black culture, he doesn't understand any culture, because why does he have a video where he's got a bunch of guns laid out in front of him? Like he's got, you know, mob ties, but he's currently trying to deal with that problem in court.
A fresh Travis Scott single and Drake dominating wireless festival headlines all weekend. This is not the spotlight they were hoping for, more like a full-blown PR nightmare. Drake's fans aren't letting up either. They're dragging Pusha T over that Instagram post, saying it's all made-up drama. One person on X even wrote, "There is no smear campaign. No one gives an F about Clips in real life. Hasn't been that way in 4 presidents." They're claiming Clips can't even sell 20% of their tour seats, saying they're just crying wolf because the truth hurts. But here's where it flips. Pusha T's fans are clapping back, saying all this OVO talk is just smoke and mirrors. A big distraction from the real story. People are saying Drake's whole crew is making noise just to distract everyone from the real mess. He just dropped another cringe diss track and a video to go with it. Things are spiraling fast. His new single, What Did I Miss? Зрение, упал за выходные и снова. Он здесь жалуется на то, что люди меняют стороны во время его конфликта с Kendrick Lamar. To make it even more obvious, he released it on the 1-year anniversary of Kendrick's Not Like Us, a straight-up attempt at a clapback. But it flopped hard. Fans instantly jumped online to roast him for playing the victim, again. People are tired of Drake sneak dissing everyone, then getting all emotional when folks fire back. One user on X said, Drake always playing victim. He's the fake one. Trying to control your friends. Didn't work for you, huh? Another added, I wish people would get it in their heads that Drake is always playing the victim. The timeline is on fire, lawsuits flying everywhere, shade on shade, and Drake is still in his feelings in every verse. Even in What Did I Miss? Зрение Drake говорит, как он какой-то вид мартир. But Kendrick already checked him in Euphoria.
They didn't want anything in writing.
Yeah, the label would not send emails.
Nothing in writing.
Nothing in writing to my management. They would call my management, 10 times in a row, trying to get all of this, trying to, just plead their case. Mm-hmm. Now, there was nothing even to be, they didn't like the optic, in my opinion, they didn't like the optics.
Of two Drake foes teaming up.
Right.
Yeah. Did there a line they pinpointed?
Censor? They pinpointed a line where the phrase trump card was used.
Calling him out for pretending to be something he's not. And let's not forget, Drake is knee-deep in that lawsuit against his own label, claiming they let Kendrick defame him with those viral PDF files. But here's where it gets real wild. Why is Drake out here surrounded by guns in his video for What Did I Miss? The track already had folks raising eyebrows, but those visuals took it to a whole other level. He drops lines like, she might decide to say no to me now, but say yes to me later, and people were instantly like, what is he even trying to say? Especially with all the buzz around that certified PDF file chant still haunting him online. This was not the time to get weird with lyrics, but it's the video that had everybody cracking up. Drake standing in his backyard, dead serious, surrounded by weapons, trying to look all intimidating. But fans weren't buying it at all. They said it felt like he was trying way too hard to look dangerous, and it ended up looking more goofy than threatening. Even Charlemagne jumped in on The Breakfast Club and flamed him, saying Drake looked like he was cosplaying as a shooter. He did not hold back. Now, of course, Drake's fans are scrambling to defend him, saying the guns in the video are symbolic.
I mean, y'all don't think it's extremely corny for him to be in a video surrounded by guns?
No, absolutely it is. For sure.
Y'all don't think that's extremely corny?
Yeah. But the song, honestly, it just sounds like another good hit Drake. I mean, a good Drake hit. It don't really sound like...
I don't even know if it's.
I wouldn't say.
I
wouldn't say a hit.
It don't.
It's a cool record.
Like another Drake, single. Like okay, like a vibey single.
Why is he in the video surrounded by guns?
They're pointing out how two snipers are aimed at Drake, not by him, saying it's all about how he's standing tall while everyone's got him in their sights. Cool theory, but a lot of folks still aren't buying it. Others are calling it exactly what it looks like. Drake stirring the pot again, trying to throw jabs at Kendrick while acting like the victim. One user on X said it straight, just another weak threat aimed at Kendrick. The internet's turning this into a full-blown circus. They're saying Kendrick's a real one who walks that life, while Drake's out here flexing fake tough energy on camera, and then turning around in court crying about being threatened by some lyrics and mean tweets, all while still flashing guns in his videos. Someone online put it perfectly. How is a guy in a legal fight over threats and image out here rapping about revenge and flashing guns, then hopping on a live stream threatening to hurt someone? Drake really fumbled this one. If you missed it, they're talking about that chaotic live stream he did to tease his new album, Iceman. Drake was driving around in a big box truck, bumping unreleased tracks, when a group of teens on bikes yelled the B word, quoting, "Not like us." That set him off. He started cussing at them and even told one of the kids he could get shot. But let's be real, nobody was scared. It came off more like Drake trying way too hard to sound dangerous. The whole thing felt performative. And yeah, it all happened in Toronto, which made it even funnier because he started putting on that thick Toronto accent like he was playing a role.
In your mind, they were being overly sensitive about you rapping about another artist signed to that label. Drake, a huge artist under the Universal banner, and they were sort of playing referee. He was getting Shea Gilgeous-Alexander calls, is what you're saying.
For sure. For sure.
And at that point, you said, all right, I'll keep it moving. You put out Story of Adidon on SoundCloud instead of commercially. The Pop Smoke
that happened.
Removed.
The verses get removed. A couple verses get removed.
People were side-eyeing the whole thing, saying it looked more like a skit than a threat. But while Drake's out here playing tough guy, Pusha T is not letting him breathe. Just days before Clips' new album dropped, Push sat down for a GQ interview, and he went straight at Drake for suing UMG over Not Like Us. Pusha didn't hold back at all. He said, "I don't rate him no more. The suing thing is bigger than some rap stuff. I just don't rate you." That's cold. No subs, no sugarcoating, just straight up saying he lost all respect. Pusha T straight up asked, why even be in this rap game if you're gonna run to court the second someone claps back? And that was just the beginning. Push dropped a serious bomb. Def Jam allegedly told him to ask Kendrick to censor his verse on the Clips track Chains and Whips because they thought Kendrick might go too hard at Drake. But Push stood his ground. He said, nope. And when he refused, Def Jam hit back saying he'd have to scrap the whole song off the album. Push still wouldn't back down. So Def Jam dropped Clips from the label entirely. That bold move led Clips to lock in a distribution deal with Roc Nation instead, and Push had more to spill. In a sit-down with Elliott Wilson, he revealed that Def Jam kept nitpicking Kendrick's verse, trying to water it down, pressuring them to cut it all together. And Push wasn't having it. He said the way the label handled this mess reminded him of the 2018 drama with Drake, back when he dropped The Story of Adidon and exposed Drake for hiding a child. Legendary moment. In another interview with Pop, Pusha explained what happened after that diss went viral. He said a bunch of his own tracks were shelved. It felt like he was getting punished just for going too hard at Drake. He tried to let that go and move forward, but when Def Jam pulled this same censorship move again with Chains and Whips, Push said he knew he couldn't stay silent this time. And get this, Def Jam allegedly tried to justify cutting the track by saying it was because Push used the phrase Trump card.
Who you are now, your AR Graham. Oh my goodness. This record would make a lot of sense if Drake hadn't said nothing for the last year and a half. If he hadn't said a word, no lawsuits, no nothing, hadn't said nothing, he just came out, what did I miss? I didn't know what y'all was on. Like, that would make more sense. But you in the video surrounded by a bunch of choppers. You're the Canadian.
Claiming they didn't want to stir up trouble with Trump. Push called it what it was, just another excuse to silence real bars. Pia wasn't buying any of that label excuse talk. He straight up called it nonsense. According to him, the real reason Def Jam tried to pull Chains and Whips was obvious. They wanted to protect Drake. The last thing they wanted was two of his biggest rivals, Pusha T and Kendrick Lamar, linking up on the same track. That would have been a nuclear-level problem for Drake's image. Even though Pusha tried to play it cool and claimed the song wasn't even about Drake, come on now. The title alone is a major wink. It clearly plays off Drake's own bar from his collab with Jack Harlow on Churchill Downs when Drake rapped, "All I hear is plug talk coming from middlemen," which was a direct shot at Push. And he wasn't done. Drake threw shade at Kendrick too with, "All I hear is tall tales coming from little men, whips and chains like a dominatrix." So yeah, there's no way Chains and Whips wasn't meant to be a calculated response. Clips and Kendrick knew exactly what they were doing with that title. It was a loud and clear message. Now all eyes are back on Drake, waiting to see what he's cooking next. He's been teasing his new album Iceman, even though there's still no official release date. But based on his social media hints, it's dropping this year for sure. People are wondering what Drake's even gonna say now after catching that L to Kendrick, dropping back-to-back disses and juggling lawsuits and internet chaos. He's out here pretending like he's unfazed.
We're not in your mix. We're not in your mix, like, ever. We never want to be in your mix. We don't want.
We don't want to party with you.
We don't want to party with you. We don't want anything from you. Half the time we don't even like your makeup. So it's like.
But everybody sees the cracks showing. Something's definitely off. Word on the street is that Drake's been making behind-the-scenes calls, trying to calm the storm before Iceman drops. Insiders say he's nervous about catching heat again if he goes too hard at Kendrick or Pusha T on this album. One source even claimed Drake's been asking producers to dial back the diss track so the whole thing doesn't explode in his face. Meanwhile, Kendrick's been posted up quiet, letting the music speak for itself. and fans are loving that energy. People are saying Kendrick already won the battle, so there's no reason for him to even respond anymore. He's just sitting back, watching Drake sweat it out. And as for Pusha T, he's not letting up at all. He's out here doing interviews nonstop, throwing shade without even flinching. He even teased that Clips might have another project coming soon, just to keep that pressure tight on Drake. In one recent convo, Push even joked that he's got a notepad full of receipts, ready to go if Drake tries anything slick on Iceman. That's crazy. Meanwhile, word is that Def Jam's still feeling salty about the whole chains and whips situation. Some execs are reportedly regretting dropping Clips, especially now that the album is pulling huge streaming numbers without their help. It's chaos in those label offices right now. At the same time, Drake's fan base is working overtime online, posting Drake the GOAT memes and hyping Iceman like it's about to be his redemption arc. But even they know the pressure is real. One fan on X said he better bring the heat or it's over. This feud's not just rap anymore, it's turned into a full-on chess match. Everybody's watching to see if Drake's actually gonna deliver with Iceman, or if he's just setting himself up for another round of memes and internet roasting.
You in the video surrounded by a bunch of choppers. You're the Canadian chopper slinger now.
Oh my God.
You the Toronto trigger squeezer now.
Things are about to get real spicy. And don't forget, there are some major names behind the scenes paying close attention to how this all plays out. Industry chatter says other rappers are already choosing sides, but they're doing it quietly. Nobody wants to get caught in the blast if Iceman flops or sparks another war of diss tracks. Even some of Drake's old rap buddies are staying suspiciously silent right now. That's loud in itself. And that weird censorship drama, it wasn't just about the lyrics. Insiders say Def Jam locked in on that one bar with the phrase "trump card" as their excuse to pull chains and whips. But everybody knows it was really about protecting Drake from more heat. Now the rumors are flying. Kendrick might be cooking up another surprise feature to keep the pressure tight without even dropping a solo track. A few producers have hinted they're in the studio with him, but won't reveal who else is on it. Fans are speculating it could be another Clips link-up, or even J. Cole, who's been totally off the radar since that public apology to Kendrick. Meanwhile, Pusha T is having fun with all this. He's been trolling Drake non-stop. Just last week, he liked a comment that said, "Drake can't beef without suing," and the internet lost it. Fans went crazy. This isn't just rap anymore, it's a strategic battle and the tension's only building. Drake knows exactly how to push buttons, and right now, social media's a straight-up war zone. His fans are flooding comment sections with stuff like "certified legend" and "Iceman's gonna freeze the competition." Meanwhile, Kendrick and Pusha T supporters are clowning him hard, dropping clown emojis under every teaser clip Drake posts. One person on X even wrote, "We don't want Iceman, we want an apology." Brr. And if that wasn't enough pressure, word is Drake's team is paranoid about leaks. They're locking down studios, making everyone sign NDAs, and going into full damage control. The big fear? If even one track with shots at Kendrick or Push leaks early, it could blow the whole rollout to pieces before the album even drops. Everyone's bracing for that drop date announcement. The big question now, will Drake finally silence the haters or just give them more ammo? Either way, this is looking like one of the most explosive album rollouts in years. Funny thing is, not long ago, Drake dropped that project with Party Next Door, and people actually thought he was turning a corner. He was back on that smooth R&B rap wave, catchy hooks, no drama. Fans were like, maybe he's finally over the tough guy act. Fast forward to now, and he's out here dropping threats, rapping surrounded by guns, and acting like some kind of kingpin. It's wild. And he's not backing off either. Drake's been teasing on Instagram that this beef is far from over. He's promising that Iceman is gonna make people uncomfortable on purpose. Drake posted, "I grew up non-confrontational and always treated this game as a sport where my pen won gold. But these days, the podium has been hard for all of us to ignore. I understand that this next chapter may leave you feeling uneasy, but I hope you see my honesty as clarity, not charity." So yeah, he's basically saying he's about to air everything out. Now fans are split. Some think he's finally ready to confess and drop raw truths, while others believe he's just setting the stage for more slick shots at Kendrick and Pusha T without naming names. Whatever it is, it's clear that the next move is going to be huge, and the whole game is watching closely. If you're locked in like we are, don't miss a beat. Hit that like button, drop a comment below, and tell us what you think Drake's next move is. Will Iceman shake the game or flop under the pressure? Make sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of the madness. We've got more heat coming your way real soon. Thanks for rocking with us. See you in the next video.